Okay, his tape right here. This one right here is going to be called Satan Has a Chosen People. And Satan does have a chosen people. And genetically, he has a chosen people. Just like God has a chosen people genetically. But through the washings of the faith, New Testament, and the new rule set by Yeshua, who y'all ignorantly call Jesus Christ, has adopted sons, allowing everyone to partake in his blessing, that we all should inherit the kingdom if we impress him by faith, the law of faith, and by deeds, the commandments. So this one is important because I want to be clear across the board about the state of the world and what's going on right now, because people, they actually just don't know that we are actually in the end times. They don't know that. And it's prophesied that we would not know. All right, first I want to start off with black people. I want to talk about the Negro race in America and the Negro race worldwide, because that's what the Bible talks about a lot. And it's showing us the iniquities that that are prophesied in our behaviors, right? It's prophesied in our behaviors, and it is in Isaiah 3. We'll go from Isaiah 3, and then we're going to go into Acts, and then we're going to go into 2 Peter's. But first, I want to start by saying we're going to go into the commandments first, just to prove that black people in the black community, quote unquote, they worship Satan in the black community. The majority of the black community are Satan worshipers, and I'm going to show you how they are. All right, we're going to start with the commandments. And now I know a lot of people, they do know the commandments, and they've read it, but they need to know how we worship Satan by forsaking the commandments. So I'm going to start with the commandments. And we're just going to run through a few of them, just to start off. And he's like, okay, well, how so, sir? And before we get this, I'm going to ask the Most High, Ahia, Bahashem, Yeshaya, Yahushai, the Lord, O Lord, Israel, our God is one. Shema, Yashrala, Ahia, Alahia, Nawa, Ahia, Akkad. Shema, Yashrala, Ahia, Alahia, Nawa, Ahia, Akkad. Shema, Yashrala, Ahia, Alahia, Nawa, Ahia, Akkad. And that means, O Lord, Israel, our God is one. And it's always good to start off with that, because it's basically just clearing the table for speaking. You know, I ask the Most High, in the name of Yeshua, as you just make my words clear, concise, to the point, and help me say the exact correct things that need to be said, and so that our people can get the message clearly. Because my intent is not to be ill-hearted, even though I may lose my temper and start talking every once in a while, but I mean well. You know, I myself, I'm trying to be a good man, and it'll be silly for me to hold back the things that I think about and the knowledge that I've gained over through my lifetime to just bring truth about what I know. And our people will not know if we don't tell them, because we can't just wait around for them to just get this stuff. They're not going to get it. If you know it, if you listen to this and you know yourself, it's our responsibility to teach them, because they don't know, because we're stooped in ignorance and we're stooped in iniquity. Even if we're playing either both sides of the fence, or we're being hard-headed, or we know a little something and we're just trying to fake the funk with each other and whatnot. It's like, if you got a little bit to share, it's important to share, because it's so easy to be non-constructive with black people. You know, black people, they talk about how they know the most about racism, and they don't, because it's impossible for you to know the most about it when you are the most subject to it, which would mean logically that you know the least about it. So we're doing ourselves a disservice by pretending that we know stuff that we don't know. All right? We're doing ourselves a disservice by just being together without a constructive reason for doing so. We're doing ourselves a disservice if we're not honest with one another. So it's better to be honest with each other, to be quote unquote what they like to use the word real, without being painfully truthful, because that's like being real, you know. And so I'm going to start off with this and say that Satan does have a chosen people. They are not black people, but I'm going to show you that black people serve Satan in the black communities. I'm going to start with the commandments. And it says, I am your Lord your God. Well, the commandments start in the Bible in Deuteronomy 5. And we're going to start with 6. It's chapter 5, verse 6 through verse 21. I'm just going to go through the 10 commandments real quick. I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage, right? Now, Egypt is synonymous with bondage. If you read the Bible, it'll show you throughout all the times in the scriptures that they just use Egypt as bondage. It'll just be Egypt synonymous with slavery, because that was just like very horrible for us in that particular time. So it just means I am the one who brought you out of slavery the first time. The first major slavery, because we've been in slavery a lot of different times because we're pretty hard-headed and we got punished quite a bit throughout history, actually. But Egypt was one of our hardest bondages. So I'm the God who brought you out of bondage, out of the land of bondage, Egypt. So this is the reason why I'm telling you to follow the commandments, because I did this for you. Okay, now listen up. You shall have no other gods before me. And this is where we go wrong. We study Islam. We follow Islam. A lot of our people do. Okay, we're very confused on that. It appealed to us coming out of slavery when we woke up and decided to do something different than follow a white God. For a lot of us, a few of us, but overall, it was a few of us compared to the masses who kept going to church and following a white Jesus. All right, so it appealed to us to break away because we were sick and tired of being lied to. For the ones who had a little bit of intelligence and just wanted to break away from the monotony of being told lies by your slave master and whatnot, when we had a little bit of knowledge. But the deal is that we needed to keep searching. You know, Malcolm X was the type that was continuing to search. All right, now in the last part of his life, he was assassinated because he was actually seeking beyond the wood and stone, which was the cross of Christianity, and the stone meaning Islam, because their major claim to fame in Mecca is that stone that they all surround themselves and pray to. All right, and that is not our religion. Okay, that is not ours, that the Most High gave to us as a covenant and as the law, statutes, and commandments. All right, I'm going to show you later on that Buddhism, Confucianism, Hinduism, all these other religions, these world religions, have taken away from the Israelite family and the God who we serve, Ahia, who has gave us the 10 commandments. Now, we were the only people on the planet who these laws were given to, because we were a chosen and separate people. Okay, so our God had a lot of clout on planet Earth because of what Moses had done. Okay, he split the Red Sea. No other God was able to do that, and they had boasted about other gods at the time. Now, when that happened, that went worldwide. That got a lot of attention. So the world started to gain more attention to see who are these people whose God functions like this. Okay, so that's why he says, don't follow any other gods. Okay, it's very important. The Most High is a jealous God. He's angry at us right now because we got our head up our behinds about a lot of different gods and deities. He does not like us to idol worship. He doesn't like the cross. He doesn't like that white Jesus statue in Brazil. He doesn't like all of the idols and the phallic symbols in Egypt. That is not us. That was never the commandments were never given to us to worship any other gods in any other countries. And we're definitely not the Egyptians, because he took us out of Egypt. Okay? Egypt was our punishment. So anybody telling you that you an Egyptian, they're incorrect. Because how can you be one when he's telling you to get up out of Egypt and don't ever come back to that? All right, now he says, you shall have no other gods before me, and you shall not make for yourself any graven image. Like I just said, the graven image is the cross, like the Jesus piece that Biggie Smalls had that they were boasting about. That's a white man's face in gold on a black man's neck. Okay, you might as well just say he was a straight up slave right then and there. All right, no wood, no stone. Okay, we don't worship no wood, no stone, no Buddhas, no statues, no nothing. Our God is the unseen God that operates through us by faith and power by doing the deeds. Okay, the deeds are the commandments. The faith is to believing that Yeshua, who y'all ignorantly call Jesus Christ, died for your sins, and that he rose from the third day. If you believe that, you get baptized, you have the Holy Spirit, which means that you can do a lot of stuff. All right. So, and this is the reason why, is because it's better to have a living God who you can operate and have the soul of God in you and do miraculous things through faith. Makes you much more effective, much more real as a power unit of the Most High. So that's why he wants you to not have any other graven image at all. He don't like graven images. You are the temple yourself. Okay? It's more scientific, it's better, it's more advanced. Having a statue around and worshiping it is ridiculous, and it's basically a primitive way of looking at the universe. Okay? So, you shall not make the name of the Lord your God in vain. Don't take his name in vain. Don't make a false oath. He wants us to be guiltless. He will not hold you guiltless if you take his name in vain. So be real with God and don't take his name in vain. All right, he says, observe the Sabbath day. A lot of people do that, is what I'm trying to tell you, is that we, in our community, in the black community, we transgress these laws. All right, this is what I'm reading to you, that we are transgressing these laws. All right, observe the Sabbath day. We do not observe the Sabbath day. Okay, we out partying, barbecuing, smoking, drinking, whatever we're doing. We're not relaxing. We're not resting on the Sabbath day. What we do is we think about everything else besides God, besides Ahia. Okay, in the community, we are not focused on the Most High. All right, that's the last thing we focusing on, is the Most High. All right. So he's saying this because if you keep it holy as the Lord your God has commanded you, 6 days you shall labor, right? 6 days you labor and you do all your work, but on the seventh day is the Sabbath day. That's my day. That's the day you sit down, think about me, relax, and focus your thoughts and your energy on me. This is the day that I made for rest, because I rested on that day. You should rest on it too, right? And we were also a slave in Egypt, and you should remember that day that he had taken you out of Egypt. He brought you out of the land of bondage. Okay, so that's what that's for, right? Because of the things that the Most High had done for us. Took us out of slavery and showed the world that he can put plagues in the strongest nation on the planet, punish them while bringing us up out of there, right? On that Sabbath day. And we do not follow that day. This is the reason why we're going through the things that we're going through inside of our black communities, right? Another man should not lay with another man, right? And we know that a lot of gay is running rampant with us. One of the black gay capitals in the United States is Atlanta, Georgia. Okay. We, in addition to that, we are in major transgression because in the black community, Medea is one of the biggest symbols of sexualization, transgression, idol worship. Okay, that's a black tranny is who y'all worshiping. So y'all way in transgression, big time. All right. So the black community is serving Satan on that. Satan twists the laws of God. Y'all following Satan, big time. And the proof is in the commandments that you don't keep. You don't follow the commandments, you're a Satan worshiper. You can't be boasting about how you go to church when y'all got gay people up in church and your idol is Medea, a black tranny, a grandma in drag, blaspheming your grandma. You know, in the Bible it also says that you should not put men and women, a woman should not weareth what pertaineth to a man, nor shall a man weareth what pertaineth to a woman. Your idol is Medea in the black community. You guys put a lot of money into that idol. You worship that idol. And yet y'all still go to church and y'all still act like you don't do these things that transgress the law, which who really makes you who you are as this quote unquote chosen people. Okay? So you guys are in major violation of that law. You shall not murder. We all know Negroes murdering Negroes up in the hood. You guys don't have no shame in your game. You shoot each other in the daytime. You know, you shoot each other in front of each other's children. You shoot each other for looking at each other wrong. You shoot at each other just over a rumor, a gossip. It's easy for niggas to kill niggas. You guys do it all the time. All right? You do it at picnics. You do it at funerals. You even do it at weddings. You're doing it casually. You guys casually murder one another. You shall not murder. Y'all murdering at a high rate. All right? You shall not commit adultery. We all know y'all committing adultery up in the hood. The black community commits adultery all the time. Your movies allude to it. The black movies that come out allude to it. The music and the rap. All these rappers, they allude to it. The music is in the R&B. The music is geared towards your transgressions, towards one another, concerning adultery. All right, you guys doing that like it ain't even funny, like it's nothing to you. It's not a big deal at all. Right? Because you don't fear what you're doing. And then got the nerve to wonder why. Well, nowadays, you guys don't even wonder why the community is so jacked up. You just okay with it because babies is having babies. You know, nowadays, a grandmother in the hood is like 30 years old. That's insane. If you're that young and you're a grandparent, you must be having children. The kids is having children at 11 and 15. All right? So if you're having children that early, of course you'd be a grandmother by the age of 30. Now, if a woman has grown up and she don't know much in the world, let alone having children, then that means the streets is going to be running through your house. If the streets is running through your house, then we have a whole different type of mind growing up in this society, in this world. The younger you are, the less you know, the more inexperienced you're going to be raising people to be adults. There's no maturity. There's no guidance. All right? There's quick murder, quick adultery. You don't serve the correct guy. You don't know his name. You don't know where you came from. You don't want to know. You have no idea that you used to have a